What's up, traders? Hope you had a great trading day so far. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is AJ on Day Trader Boom or Bust. I'm doing an early recap because I'm done trading for the day. More on that in a second. I want to start by addressing my day yesterday, which I didn't record a recap for. I'm still having a little difficulty putting my whole day trading journey out there for all to see because setbacks are already difficult to deal with, but adding that variable makes it even more challenging to swallow the tougher days. I'm hopeful that by doing these recaps, it can help remind me to be more disciplined when I'm red, and because I mean, obviously, I would know that I'm gonna have to do a recap. And as I've alluded to before, I really do hope that my struggles can be something others can maybe relate with, in the sense that everyone experiences them, and most importantly that they can be overcome. Um, it's yet to be seen whether I can show and prove my results, through my results, that someone can be long-term successful as a day trader by persevering through those valleys. But I'm determined to do that for both me and anyone watching willing to follow along with my progress. A quick synopsis of what happened yesterday is that I traded relatively well for 90% of the day, with a result of, being about 0.7 R in the red, so, just slightly in the red. And then at that point, I tried a couple of quick scalps to try and squeeze my way into the green, which some of you experienced traders, if you're watching, probably are already starting to grimace. And they both got away from me, spiraling me into the red. Uh, for my poker friends out there, that's when I went on tilt. The slow grind to basically be, flat or just in the red at that point was frustrating enough. And then in two quick losses, like over 1 hour losses, because they just turned so quick on me, was really the straw that broke the camel's back. I ultimately finished the day yesterday with a 7.5 R loss, which, needless to say, I couldn't bring myself to recap about yesterday. Those days are really what will ruin an equity curve and a P&L, because it takes so much more to claw yourself, and dig yourself out of that hole. So, anyways, look, enough about that. As disappointing as it is experiencing another day like that, today is a new day. I want to share with you, I guess let me start by this today's recap with the fact that I want to share with you what I feel is a big source of my frustration in the way these markets have been trading as of late, at least with what I'm watching. What I'm going to show you is what I feel really plays on my emotions and psychology early in the trading day, and has really put me behind the eight balls, several days over the past couple weeks. And even if I come out of the early madness green, which I think I have been in the more recent days, because I've slowly tried to adjust for this. These patterns still eat away at me. Even, like I said, even if I'm green, and I'll explain why in a second. I know, looking back, and maybe some of you watching might be saying, just move on and forget what's just happened, which in my experience is much easier said than done, particularly when you're in the moment. I truly believe that successful control over your emotions and attitude make the difference between a successful trader and one that is not. So I will show you that. Hopefully, just put don't forget that. let me start with what's on the screen right now, which was my watch list for the day. Today, on my primary watch list, I was watching PLTR and plug, predominantly PLTR because yesterday was one of those anomaly days on the daily. Huge volume with almost no move, a huge accumulation by most likely institutional traders. There was news that some of the early investors were finally able to start selling their large positions in the market. Anyways, and then on the secondary list, I had Tilray, Afria, CCIV, and DKNG. So that's my watch list. If you're new to the channel and want to catch my watch list every morning, I put out at 9:15. Check out my Twitter at AJ Tabayan. Okay, so what was I talking about? Let me just pull up a couple of charts here to kind of share what I was talking about in regards to my frustration. First one is let's look at Tilray. So if you look at Tilray here, this is a 5-minute chart. Okay, so we're early in the day here, as you can see. It's almost it's 10:35 right now. But this is a 5-minute chart of Tilray, and for someone like me who plays opening range breakouts, this is this candle is a really bullish candle, and you could kind of get excited about that in the past, or at least in markets. And I'm not saying it won't come back, it's just currently because you could get a continuation. Now arguably you can see this 200 SMA, so yeah, maybe you wouldn't you would wait to take that a little more just to make sure it cleared that that 200 SMA. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. You can see this huge bullish candle, and then look at this retracement. These two huge red candles right away. So this is obviously the first 5-minute candle. This is the second 5-minute candle. So 10 minutes in trading and the trading day, and then 15 minutes in. And look, like even if you had an awesome entry here, then you would just get stopped out if you were a trader like me. Let me put that caveat in there. Pure scalpers would probably take huge gains out of this, but for me, I like to be a more trend trader and hold for longer periods of time. I probably would have gotten a partial. Oh no, sorry. Well, if I was playing a 5-minute ORB, I wouldn't have even entered until here, so I would have gotten a max loss probably, because I know I wouldn't have put my stop all the way down here. Anyways, so this is the kind of pattern I'm talking about, and let me just show you on another one. I have DKNG was on my watch list, and you take a look at this, and this is the initial 5-minute candle, and then this is the second candle, this doji. Here's the bottom wick, and here's the top of the top wick with the body of the candle right here. This is the first 10 minutes, chop, 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 and then there's this, and then it comes all the way back up here. As an ORB, obviously this is just, it's not ideal, it's not great. Maybe you wouldn't jump into this with a little bit more experience, which I didn't, because I kind of saw this a little bit. But that last one, the Tilray one, because it just looked really good, I probably might have gotten if I was focusing it a little bit more. Let's take a look at another one, CCIV. Where is it here? Okay, so here we have CC, and just just look at this chop. This is the first 5-minute candle. That's the body. Here's the bottom of the bottom wick here. Then here's the second 5-minute candle. Here's the top wick on that, and look at this. Again, smart traders would probably just not touch this, but if you just, again, you try and play a 5-minute ORB, maybe you get a partial, or two, maybe even. But if you like to try and get long-term trends that run like my, approach and trading style is, this could just, really kill you. So Let's get into my trades for the day. First one was PLTR. I was really focused on this. It was super interesting to start the day off with because of yesterday's price action. So let me move here to the 1 minute. And, I played this for a 1 minute ORB because it's what I was watching early. And here's the first 1 minute candle. I got in a little prematurely, as you can see, but I just felt really strong after it bounced off the VWAP, which is the VWAP right there, that blue line. And man, such a nice move. I got a partial here at 1R. I find with the 1 minute RBs, I do take, instead of waiting for the 2R partial, because the price action is so volatile. I like to book profits early, particularly again in these markets. I mean, maybe in the past where there were much better trenders, then I may have waited a little bit more. And then I took another one here, which was just under 2R partial. And, at that point, I loved, usually if I get to that point in the trade, I feel really, really good about it. And I'm just starting to look for that 3 or 4R partial to really, get the most out of that trade. But no, it didn't happen, You can see this, this is the third candle, and then look at the fourth candle here. Stop me out right at break even. And just, looking back, there's just no way I could have played. I already got in early on this. If I played proper strategy, 1 minute opening range, I would have been here. And maybe not even gotten my second partial. So it would have stopped me out over here. But this price action is just super frustrating. And PLTR already is a difficult ticker to trade. But as I showed you, this isn't something that, for me anyways, with what I've been, what's been on my watch list, this is not something that is just isolated to one stock like PLTR. Like I said, this was, in my mind, going to be at least 3R, maybe even 4R return on that trade, but it just didn't. And then you watch it ultimately run up. It's just this early, this is the 1 minute chart, so obviously this first 10 minutes here, it's just this early volatility that has been consistent, I find, in these markets currently. Like I said, that may change, and obviously as a good trader, I'll probably have to adjust for that. But my realization is that this has been something that has really kind of gotten under my skin the last couple of weeks of trading. I'm not making that an excuse for why maybe I haven't performed as well, but I think you need to come to these realizations so that you can make the proper adjustments. So that was my first trade of the day on PLTR. It was a green trade, obviously, but it was just painful because these were relatively small partials because I really wanted to have enough shares to capitalize on what I really felt strong was going to be an awesome move. And it would have been, because my entry here is, what is this? This is like 27, just over 27, so 27.17. Like, look, right now it's currently trading up here. We're not even 11 a.m. It's at 28.89. That is almost, it's going to come up to a $2 move. Like, wow. Okay, anyways, second trade of the day was on plug. I was actually playing this. Let's go to the 5 minute because this was a 5 minute ORB I was playing. Let me zoom in here. Okay. Oh, what happened? Sorry. All right. So this was, it's difficult to see. Okay. So this is 5 minute ORB. Okay. First 5 minute candle. I waited for it to break above this 5 minute candle with a stop loss of half the body here. It almost came back to stop me out, but I didn't. I managed to get a first partial here at about 1.5R, and then what did it do? It came right back and stopped me out. It was frustrating. So I saw it bounce off this 9 SMA on the 5 minute. I thought it might come back to VWAP, but it didn't. And once it broke the top of this candle again, I played a continuation play. I got in, managed to get a partial here, which was a 1 hour partial. I got another one here just under 2R. And this third partial was just under 3R because I saw it having trouble breaking, breaking over this 54.70 level. And then I was waiting for the break. So here I was impatient. There was a lot of ass at 55, and this whole move all the way above 56 was a gap fill on the daily chart, which I really felt strongly that it would make. And I just wasn't patient. I should have held this final partial here. But what happened was, let's go to the 1 minute. What had happened on this was that, because once I'm in the trade, even though I might play the strategy off the 5 minute, I do trade it off the 1 minute. And what had happened was, so let me just mark those trades again. This was the second trade I got in. Partial, partial, partial. And then this semi-doji candle here, because I thought there was a ton of ass at 55. It broke briefly over that 55, and I thought it might be a wall and come back down. But I was torn, and I told myself, you know what, let's just hold it, because I really felt good about it getting, bridging this gap, to 56. And I said, let's hold it no matter what, even if it comes back to break even. But I guess I got a little greedy, especially since I felt I had to kind of make up for losses, and I didn't want to give back that profit. So it's never bad to book profit, but look at the rest of this move. That was this was, I think this last partial was at about 54.90 something, 94 maybe, and this is like another $1.50 move. Anyways, so that was frustrating, and then so at that point I was like, you know what, I'm pretty green on the day. My third trade, I could have taken more trades, but I said, you know what, it's Friday, and Fridays traditionally, volume tends to, not all the time, but tends to drop off. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster week, as you know, if you're following, you've seen. And yesterday was a really tough day, so I said, you know what, 3 trades, well into the green. Let's call it a day. And I'm doing this recap early just to kind of further solidify that. Like, I will not take any more trades for the day, because I also have already done my recap. So here's the P&L. 2 tickers, 3 trades. I'm 3.4R in the green for the day. I would love to have seen more of that with, with the move I showed you on PLTR and on Plug. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm figuring out the attitude of these markets early, at the open, or, in that first 15, 20 minutes, half an hour of the day. I got to figure them out a little bit better so that I can really maximize my particular strategies and trading style. Because at this point, I don't want to try and move to a straight scalping, which, I mean, it could work. But anyways, I'm rambling now. That's the deal. At least I finished the week off on a green note, and that's it. That's all. Next week's a new week, and now I can just relax this weekend and prepare myself for a new trading week next week. So hopefully your week has been great. Hopefully it's been better than mine. If you have had a tough week, let's overcome this together. Let's get past it. It's the weekend. This week's now history. Let's focus on a better week next week. So thanks so much, for hanging out with me, tuning in. As I like to say, hit me up in the comments. I'd love to, chat it up with you. Maybe hit me up on Twitter. I want to try. I want to be more active on there also. And as I always say, plan your trades, trade your plan. Have an awesome rest of your day and a great weekend. This is AJ on Day Trader Boomer Bust. Catch you on my next recap. Cheers.